Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-December 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge of the gap spread. And the way it works is I look at the past, present, future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight. And that's where the bridge of the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left is your energy, and the cards on the right is the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Queen of Staves. So this is actually the equivalent of the Queen of Wands, which is an Aries energy. So this could just be saying that you might have felt a really strong attraction for this person, most likely physical, sexual, right? If we look at the artwork there, we do see that they're leaning toward the cards on that side. So it definitely looks like there was a strong, passionate pull that you felt toward this person in the past. All right. Past energy on their side, we have the Six of Wands. So this is actually Leo energy here. So it could just be saying that they might have really felt like they were enjoying their time with you as well. Now, I do have to say with the artwork in this deck, what stands out to me here is we see a bunch of free birds, which usually represents communication, and then we see one that's caged up. So it could just be saying that when it came to them expressing themselves, they might have been a lot more held back than you were. All right, present energy on your side, we have Sacrifice. So yeah, this is actually the equivalent of the Hangman in traditional tarot. And to me, this says that you might be coming to that realization, right? That what I mentioned, where it seems like you were very upfront and, it was pretty obvious that you had a strong pull toward them. Whereas, like I said, for them, it seemed like they might have been a little bit more reserved with expressing themselves. And this could be where you're at the point now trying to weigh the pros and cons of can you continue in that way, right? So, for example, maybe you're looking for something a bit more reciprocal when it comes to expression in that way. And you might feel like they don't necessarily do their fair share when it comes to that. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Five of Swords. So to me, this says that for a lot of you, they might actually have that awareness that is something that they struggle with at times. The reason why I say that, if we look at the artwork, the person looks disappointed there. We see that they're throwing some flowers into the water, right? So to me, that gives off the energy of someone who, maybe they want to say the right things, but they just might actually struggle when it actually comes down to it. And, they could feel like they might feel a little bit defeated when they try to overcome that issue. All right, future energy on your side, we have tradition. So this is actually the equivalent of the Hierophant in traditional tarot. And to me, this says that in the future, you'll still see the potential to really lock down the connection with this person for the long term. Now, given that we do see the names Romeo and Juliet on the card, it could just be saying that there could be some element about it that's a bit controversial or maybe forbidden in some way, but maybe for some of you it's coming to the realization, right, that again, like I said, maybe you say, well, maybe this person just never really will be super comfortable with expressing their emotions, right? But maybe you decide that, well, that's not necessarily a deal breaker, and you might decide to move the connection forward anyway. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Hermit. So this is actually a Virgo energy here, but I just feel like this is saying that, they do tend to value their connections in their lives, but at the same time, they just might have a very structured, rigid way when it comes to expressing themselves. So, it could be one of those things where you might pick up on cues that they do care, right, and they do actually feel the way you feel, but just expressing it might not come naturally to them at all. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Princess of Cups. So this is the equivalent of the Page of Cups. It could just be saying that, if we look at the artwork, right, the body language to body turned to the cards on the side. Could just be saying that the feelings might be there, right? But again, like I said, I feel like there's at least some level of disappointment that you'll feel as far as feeling like you're not as clear as to whether or not those feelings are reciprocated from this person. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the King of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here, and the King of Cups energy could definitely be an energy that isn't comfortable opening up right away, and they really like to feel like they know for sure how the other person's feeling where before they're more open and vulnerable. So that could just be the phase that you might be going through with this person, and maybe you might feel like once you're on the other side of that phase, then you might feel like okay, it was worthwhile, right? But could just be in that moment now where you're weighing the pros and cons of okay, can I get through that phase, right? So I don't necessarily feel like it's deliberate on their part the way they hold back, but again, like I said, I feel like they just really like to be sure before they're expressive. All right, we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see what we get from Messages Love Oracle card deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck, so we'll just give it a few more shuffles. Then we'll put the deck down, cut the deck, and get a card that way. Okay, so let's take this card and get this out of the way. And next we'll do basically the exact same thing with the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So I'm just going to get a single card from here as well. Okay, let me put this down now. And we'll basically do the same thing. So take this card, get this out of the way, and we'll actually take a look at the Messages Love card first. All right, we have Decision. It's time to decide about this relationship. So yeah, that definitely seems to align with what I was saying with the Sacrifice, right? Where, like I said, at least it seems that for the majority of you, it's just a matter of you trying to figure out, like, okay, can I make it through this connection long term, knowing that this person isn't necessarily going to be as reciprocal when it comes to expressing feelings and emotions. And from the Wisdom Oracle, we have a change in the wind. There's the artwork, and the number is 12. So interesting to see the number 12 because that's also the number for the Sacrifice card, or like we said, Hangman in traditional tarot. But we'll see what the message there has to say. All right, the relationship message says relationships go through periods where partners seem out of sync with each other, and stormy emotions and moods threaten to take down the ship. Perhaps someone has a change of heart and leaves. These rough seas offer opportunities for mutual growth, a way for you to understand your own heart better, and to know what you need to truly be happy. Rest assured that whatever is happening now, good will come from it. Take temporary shelter and remove yourself from drama. The air will clear and everything will be fresh and new again. This too shall pass. So yeah, it definitely seems to align with what I was saying as far as where it said, a way for you to understand your own heart better and to know what you need to truly be happy, right? And that's where I said I feel like you're at that phase now, or at least will be soon, where you are weighing those pros and cons, right? Like, okay, can I deal with, okay, maybe they show up in other ways that I do appreciate, but I'm just going to have to deal with the fact that they're not as emotionally expressive as I might like, right? So maybe you're going to be weighing those pros and cons. That's the case. Looks like for a lot of you, you will decide that it's still worth taking a shot, but obviously that could vary from person to person. But yeah, hope it ever resonated for you guys. We'll wrap up there. Hope you guys have a good holiday season and New Year, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.